Dr. Shaw, Michael's breathing stopped. Is that common?
It's quite common for people like Michael to have trouble with their breathing, and Michael has a condition called sleep apnea, which is pretty common amongst people who are very heavy, and that means he stops breathing while he sleeps. Now, if you've just had an anaesthetic, getting the breathing started again can be very difficult, and Michael stopped for a while, but we're expecting it, we can deal with it, and the result is Michael is absolutely fine this morning.
He's looking alive. I heard you read the paper this morning.
Yes.
Keeping up with it.
Before I forget, hello Chelsea, hi Arizona. Alright, we can carry on.
Hi Chelsea, hi Arizona. They're your two daughters?
My daughters, yes.
Fantastic. What is the recovery process now, Michael?
Well, for Michael, he's now got to get over the physical effects of the surgery, so he's had keyhole surgery.
Right.
He should be back to normal mobility, etc., within a day or two. But then starts what we call the dietary rehabilitation, and that will take 3 to 4 months of starting off like a baby, tiny bits of soft food, moving up to normal foods by about 4 to 6 months.
And obviously he has to have the kidney transplant, so what weight does he have to get to before he can have the transplant?
For someone like Michael, I think he'd need to shift somewhere in the region of 10 stone, and that will take about a year. After he's lost that weight, his heart should improve, his kidney function should be stable, but obviously not enough. But there'll be enough room in there for the transplant surgeons to get a new kidney in.
Now, Michael, obviously there are going to be snakes and ladder days, days that are not great and days that are great. What should he expect?
Well, I think anyone who's struggled with obesity most of their life is going to struggle with the idea that food no longer plays that central role in coping with day-to-day life. And you know, you've had a real battle with food all your life, Michael, and it's fair to say you burned out. There was nowhere else to turn but surgery. But at least it's given him the hope to actually start to cope with those days where you feel you need food as comfort, but there's just nothing else.
And what's this going to mean to you once you've gotten to the ideal weight that you want to get to?
Well, it's a new start. I don't have to say no to my daughters anymore when they want to do something. I can start doing things with them.
Like what kind of things do they want to do that you can't?
Go down to the common in Southampton, have a walk, spend time with them, go to theme parks. I can't do these things at the moment.
You mentioned to me before when I saw you that you were talking about cinema, so you couldn't sit in the seat.
I can't go with them because I'm not comfortable in the seat.
Yeah, and this is obviously becoming quite a common problem. And then people start becoming introverted. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to.
It's a vicious cycle, Peter. What happens is people almost withdraw from normal life because they feel too big, ashamed of themselves. And unfortunately, society has a lot of prejudice against big people. They feel it's their fault. Why should they deserve help? But this is a proper illness. It needs treatment.
Well, look, mate, I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you for the information. And of course, while I've been talking to Michael and Dr. Shaw, Dr. Dawn has been